This is grade 7, module 2, lesson 5. Our I can statement for today is I can calculate simple interest and the total value of an account after any period of time. And I can understand and apply the equation I equals PRT. So some vocab here. We have our simple interest is the topic of our lesson today, and that is a percentage of a principal amount. So there's two different situations that we'll see with this. You will borrow money, so you will pay interest on the principal amount that you borrowed, or if you open a savings account, the bank may pay you interest on the amount of money that's in your account. So to calculate this, we have our box here for simple interest. We have our interest amount, the principal amount, the interest rate, and the time expressed in years. So another just important thing to see on here is that your interest rate is expressed as a decimal, and then your time is expressed in years. And then this I, the interest amount, that's what we're trying to find. So the interest amount, whether that's going to be added on to an amount that you bought a car with, let's say, or if it's something that you put into a savings account and you get some money. All right, we have Vanessa here. She borrows $11,000 from Small Town Bank. The bank charges Vanessa an interest rate of 3.75%. How much money does Vanessa have to pay back at the end of the year? So again, we're going to highlight our important stuff. We have an initial amount of $11,000. We have an interest rate of 3.75%. And then the end of 1 year of the year. So we just have 1 year for right now. So we're always starting with our equation, just like we had up in our box there. I equals PRT. And then we need to substitute the principal. So looking at our word problem, which one is going to be our principal? Our 11,000, our 3.75, or our 1 year? And then what would be our rate? And then what would be our time? So write that on your paper. I equals PRT. Substitute in for what you think will go in between these dots. Pause the video if you need to, and then just play it when you're good to go. Our principal is our 11,000. That's how much she went to the bank and said, I need $11,000. And the bank said, okay, we'll do that. Your interest rate, though, per year is going to be that 3.75%. So again, if you forgot how to go from percent to decimal, go over twice, move your decimal to the left twice, and we have that 0.0375. And then our last part of our equation is our time. So it always expressed in years, as they say up here, expressed in years. We're only going to do this for 1 year. That's the plan. So times 1. If it were 5 years, we would plug in a 5. If it were 10 years, we'd plug in a 10. Pause the video. Multiply these out. 11,000 times 0.0375 times 1. Then play the video when you have that completed. Our answer here should look like this. $412.50. Now this is just the amount that will be calculated as interest, annual interest. So annual meaning 1 year. So this is how much interest is charged after 1 year goes by. Now the amount of interest to the principal amount, so we have to add the interest, so that's what we have here, to the principal amount. Let's do principal here. Well, we'll do our 11,000 first, and then we'll add in our principal. And we got to add them together. Again, please pause the video. Make sure you're lining up your decimals. Unpause when you have that figured out. And your answer should be $11,412.50. We always want to make sure we know what we're trying to solve for and what all these magical numbers are telling us. So again, this $412.50 right here, that is simply how much she is being charged in interest for 1 year. And she still needs to pay that $11,000 off that she initially borrowed from the bank. So we're adding our principal amount that we took out, plus what we got charged for interest. We add those together, and she will need to pay back $11,412.50 by the end of 1 year.